Hello, welcome to a tarot story for Capricorns. Pardon my junk, it tends to be all over the place. Alright, so you're here for a story. Please keep in mind that it is just a story, We're not going to take it too seriously. We're just here to entertain ourselves for a little while. Tell a story about a Capricorn, alright? If you find that some elements of this story relate to elements of your own, which tends to happen with stories, take them, use them as you will, but leave anything that you don't feel applies to you. Cool? Cool, let's get started. We're going to use the Luminous Spirit Tarot tonight. This is one of my favorite decks because it's all shiny on the back. Now, as I read, I will pause briefly or for extended periods in order to write things down. I'm better at giving a good full reading when I do that, so just be patient with me. If you bear with me, I promise you will get a full story. Capricorns. Keeping in mind you are an earth sign and you are Saturn. We're just gonna find out what story wants to be told right now. For my Capricorns, my little goats. Let's go. What story needs to be told? All right. Starting with one card, making it real easy for me, y'all. The Page of Swords. Look at that. All right. So the Page of Swords. The swords being thought, the pages being someone who is at the beginning of developing some independence or beginning to develop a skill. The Page of Swords is someone who is beginning to develop independent thought, but you're right at the beginning of it. Okay, so we have a Capricorn who likely is at the beginning of forming a mental identity or coming up with their own ideas. Ooh, we have a Knight of Swords. So this Capricorn is progressing. So the Knight of Swords is actually the action of seeking truth. Doing so kind of boldly and brashly, very quick moving. Someone who is led by a Page and Knight of Swords is going to be impulsive with their words. So this Capricorn is forming their identity and is at this time maybe being impulsive about voicing their opinions about things. Okay? And they probably have some very strong opinions. Now, the problem with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords is that we're not stopping to mull over these thoughts. We're just kind of letting the thoughts, I don't want to say leak out, but that's the only word that's really coming to mind, is the thoughts are kind of leaking out on their own. So we're having a lot of, our Capricorn is having a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas, and is having trouble keeping them to themselves. Ooh, where's this Capricorn? Oh, I was about to say, where's this Capricorn headed? You, Capricorn, have many, many swords. Many, many thoughts. And with the Eight of Swords, okay, the Eight of Swords implies a duality of communication. With the Eight of Swords, either everything is coming out or nothing is coming out, you know? So the way the Eight of Swords works is either you are communicating all of your thoughts clearly, or your thoughts are many and you are unable to escape from them. Maybe because you're having trouble communicating them clearly. So it may indicate a need for improving the communication, which is possible with these Page of Swords and Knight of Swords. Pardon me. So we're maybe okay. So what I have so far is that this Capricorn has a lot of thoughts and ideas and wants to pursue all of them, but there's no organization to them. And so there's no path to follow, no goal to achieve, just ideas kind of existing inside of the Capricorn's head with no like clear place to go. And so they are not being appropriately expressed. They may be expressed negatively or destructively is what I should say. But we have the star, so that indicates good things on the horizon, the far horizon. It's hope in the distance. It's the will to keep going. Yeah. It's also energy that feeds us. It's like a renewing, like a renewing energy, like something that like a fresh drink of water. You're still in the middle of like a desert, but it's a nice cool glass of water, so you might be able to last a little bit longer, right? So far, there's lots of thoughts, lots of ideas, no real way to express them because there's no structure to them, but there is hope. Elaborate on that hope. What is that star representing? What is that hope? Oh, the Ten of Wands. and that's heavy burdens, hard work. Sometimes it's work that we've made for ourselves, and sometimes it's work that others have put upon us. But either way, it's hard work. But with the wands, it is very specifically an emotional burden, right? Something that needs to be worked through. Well, how is this hope? How is this related to the star? The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is someone who is emotionally available, who is receptive to other people's feelings. The Queen of Wands is someone who's sociable, who makes people feel energized when they are around people. They're kind of like a battery, you know? Yeah, this person would be like a social charge station. This could be our Capricorn, or this could be someone that the Capricorn can rely on to share their burden, their emotional burden, and charge themselves. This person could be a place, a safe space, right? Where our Capricorn can go and kind of talk through that emotional burden and share it with someone, charge their battery. This person may be a cool drink of water in a desert. That could be what's going on here. It's like a person who is willing to help share the burden, who is willing to give emotional support, to receive those thoughts and ideas, and maybe give guidance or give some structure to them, because the wands do provide structure. Think of like the Four of Wands specifically. When the wands are balanced, they can provide a lot of structure. If we are emotionally balanced, it provides us a lot of baseline structure to work off of. So sometimes we need a person to kind of bounce our ideas off of, someone who we can trust, who's not going to judge us for our ideas, and allow us to kind of be ourselves. And that kind of person can kind of help recharge us and help give us direction. So Capricorn, with the many, many thoughts, the many, many feelings, many ideas, but no direction, no structure. Seek emotional structure first. Be that from a person who can help you. This may be a therapist, or it could be a trusted person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female. The Queen of Wands is just receptive energy. It is not necessarily a female person, okay? The page and knights have no gender. The Queen has no gender. The Queen is just receptive, emotional energy, the Queen of Wands, okay? So any person that represents that kind of receptive, emotional energy, that like soft place where we can land emotionally, that's a Queen of Wands, okay? Okay, cool. Okay. Let's continue. Oh, okay. So show us a little bit of the structure that is required for our Capricorn. We have a Four of Cups, 4 being very balanced energy, but 4 of Cups being dissatisfaction. Yes. Sometimes this means that we have to reject all of the options that are directly in front of us to seek something more. Dissatisfaction. Rejection of options. It could be that, like, you do have ideas of how to move forward, but they're not quite satisfactory. So now the question becomes, do we settle or do we continue seeking? Do we settle or continue seeking? We have the Three of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you what the Three of Pentacles means, and you can decide for yourself, Capricorn, if this means that you should seek or you should settle. I am not going to make the decision for you. The story is yours. So, the Three of Pentacles. Because this will vary depending on your particular situation. The Three of Pentacles is teamwork. It's finding your niche. That thing that you're like very particularly good at, that way in which you can contribute. And the way you can be most helpful to the community or to a team. So you tell me, Capricorn, will you be most helpful? Will you be able to find the way you can most effectively contribute to your team, your community, by continuing to seek other options or by settling for one of the options in front of you? That's up to you. That's up to you. Okay. We're going to move on from that particular problem. All right. Is there anything else? Ooh. Ah. Anyway, is there anything else that our Capricorn should keep in mind? Anything our Capricorn should keep in mind on the journey? Anything our Capricorn should keep in mind on the journey? What should the Capricorn keep in mind on their journey? Oh, no, not to the floor. The Three of Cups. All right. Keep in mind the Three of Cups. That's your relationships, friend. That's the spiritual renewal one gets from building positive relationships with other people. Pardon me, I apologize. forgot how to write positive. Sometimes my brain turns off. I forgot how to spell. It's fine. I'm not showing my notes to anybody. So yeah, threes. Love that. But yeah, build your relationship with others. Find that niche of yours. Find that thing that you're really good at, that you enjoy doing, you know, that thing that like satisfies you. Because obviously you're not satisfied where you're at with what you're doing. You need to, you know, choose something that is going to bring you satisfaction. Right, Capricorn? Right. Okay. And keep in mind that you should be building positive relationships in order to renew yourself spiritually. Spiritually. That came out in my throat. Anyway. Yes. Is there anything? Is there anything more that we should tell our Capricorn? Anything more for the Capricorn? Two of Pentacles. Perhaps this Capricorn is juggling multiple tasks. This could be having multiple jobs. This could be balancing work and play. This could be learning how to balance out the different parts of yourself. There's lots of different things that the Two of Pentacles can represent, but what it overall represents is having to find balance within multiple things that you need to have within your life, you know. Six of Cups is a balanced number, so we like that. This is relating to your past and possibly childhood. So this could be finding balance within childhood relationships. This could be finding balance within the inner child. Yeah, this could indicate some inner child work that needs to be done. I don't know if you have heard of inner child work, but it involves getting to know the kid that you once were and kind of being the parent to yourself that that kid needed, but maybe didn't have at the time. It can involve providing yourself with things that you didn't have as a child that you wanted. Satisfying that little childhood itch as an adult can help with that. Doing activities that childhood you really enjoyed. Just kind of getting to know that childhood self again, and also helping that childhood self kind of grow up on the inside, because we do have that little us on the inside that kind of needs help to grow up sometimes, and needs a reminder that we're not little anymore, you know. Okay, all right, so inner child work. I am not an expert on inner child work. Please seek someone who is. But in my personal experience, it has helped me to do activities that little kid me enjoyed, and to kind of try to talk to little kid me, you know, try to have conversations with little kid me whenever I'm feeling kind of sad in a way that reminds me of being a kid. You know, does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense, but if that makes sense to you, there you go. It is yours to take. Okay, so that's that. Do we feel satisfied? With the main cards, I do believe so. I think so, yes. Pause, wait for me. I have grabbed the Enchanted Map Oracle cards, and we're just going to get one little Oracle card for my Capricorns to see where this Capricorn is at on their journey. That is all. Where is our Capricorn? Show us where. Ah. These cards are doing whatever the hell they want, apparently. Yep, they're just doing whatever the hell they want. All right. Where's our Capricorn? Show us where our Capricorn is at. One card, please. Where's our Capricorn? That's the one. Okay, obviously that's the one that kept wanting to come out. Okay. Rock bottom, friends. Maybe it sounds better in the book than it does here. It's not the last card. It's just number 10. Okay. Rock bottom. Surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. If you are hearing a rumbling noise, please be aware my dog is snoring right off camera. So you may hear a snoring sound. Please be advised it is just a dog. All right, so surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Okay? Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The only way of doing things, the old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. Okay. Acceptance and surrender. Accepting the limitations of our situation, perhaps. Accepting the burden, the emotional burden. Accepting that the situation is not satisfactory. And focusing on ways that we can be helpful in the situation at hand. Yes, that feels correct to me based on the reading that we've had. Okay. Well, I do feel satisfied, but it does feel like there's something missing, doesn't there? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? I'm just going to split this deck. That's all I'm going to do. Five of Wands. That's your last card for tonight. Okay? The Five of Wands is a card of emotional struggle. It's conflict with others. So it feels to me like perhaps our Capricorn is feeling emotionally conflicted about their entire situation, about everything that's going on around them, and they don't know what to do about it. They don't know how to handle all of the thoughts and feelings that are kind of swirling around in their head, and they don't know how to communicate in a way that can make people listen, and in a way that could like really affect some sort of change in their situation. But there is hope. And the hope is in the fact that they can accept their situation and then work with the people who maybe are not their favorite people, but work with them maybe accept that certain people have answers that you don't. Even if you don't like those people, they may have answers for you. So perhaps we should seek some guidance. It does suck when people we don't like are the people with the information that we need. That's no fun. That's no bueno. But we can't always like everybody that we have to interact with. Sometimes we gotta just kind of suck it up and not necessarily be the bigger person, but like get what we need from the situation and get out of it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's where we're gonna leave off. My candle is losing its mind, pardon me. Relax. This is where we're gonna leave off for tonight. If you want more, leave a bunch of comments and I will see that you want more and I will provide more. But first you gotta let me know. Like the video, leave a comment, and then I will know that you want more. For tonight, we are done. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You're the best. You're an amazing little Capricorn. Thank you so much for spending time with me. You have a great night. You relax. You deserve it. Chill out. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.